dark outside. Time for another episode of Crypto After Dark, brought to you by Constant Collab. Thank you all for joining in, tuning in, subscribing, following, liking, doing all that fun stuff. We really appreciate it. As you can see, I'm still sporting my Harry Potter scar. If you really want to know the story, you can ask me in the Constant Collab Telegram chat or in the comments. Maybe I'll answer it, but I think we should move on from that right now. Again, thank you all for joining tonight. Another great episode for you all. I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple different things, right? So we're going to talk about market timings. We'll talk about market cycles a little bit. I think that's important to recognize here, and just important to recognize some of the differences, or at least where we stand from some varying opinions there. I'm going to start by just going over the crypto space a little bit. I also found an interesting asset that was recently added today that has my attention. And then we will move into the market timing and cycles, etc. And we'll probably finish off talking about the dollar index for a minute and just discussing the latest on the Fed news. They've hinted they may start tapering some of their bond repurchases. That they've certainly been doing their fair share of, printing and purchasing over the last 18 months. And, Jerome Powell today stated that he believes that the economy is quote unquote strong, and it could be time for that. And I don't necessarily disagree. I think the strong response the market showed from the Omicron variant says that the market's a little bit resilient to some of the environments that we're seeing right now. So we'll talk about that. But first, let's move into coin market cap. So again, pretty similar to where we left off yesterday as far as the top 10 is concerned. I wanted to point that out. Bitcoin is still at 57,000 range. The total crypto market cap is at 2.6 trillion. Trying to work its way back to 3 trillion, and BTC dominance is down a good bit. Ethereum is gaining dominance, and we saw that with the BTC ETH chart. So I will pull that up here. I think I meant to pull up ETH BTC. So yeah, nice breakout here for ETH and BTC pair. And you can see it kind of probably broke out of this range here, and it also sort of has retested already. So pretty healthy move for Ethereum against Bitcoin. Maybe that means we will see, I guess you could pull this down here. I guess that, maybe we will see, further movement from the altcoins in response to this as well. So that was good to see here. Binance Coin still at number 3, Solana at 5, super impressive still. Solana's chart is a little bit concerning. We talked about that yesterday. Let's check in on it. We just started new monthly candles as well, and Solana's monthly chart is at 96 on the RSI, so a little bit concerned about Solana overall. But great project nevertheless. Avalanche still doing well. Shiba off and on day, but still doing pretty well today. Crypto.com still hovering in that 70-cent region. We'll talk about Algo a little bit today. We'll talk about Chainlink. We might talk about Axie. Stellar and VeChain we'll definitely talk about. So let's go ahead and start moving into some of the other projects here. I found Rome today, so I was like, what is Rome? Very interesting. So Rome is this community here, and I believe their goal is to it is the reserve currency of Kusama and Polkadot. Okay, so they have this Discord chat here. I'm actually going to pop into that and see. Don't switch. Join. Okay, so here's the Rome DAO server here. So anyway, it just seems to be like this community governed by houses and their representatives. Follow their acta diurna on Twitter. So, very interesting here what's going on. I really don't even understand it yet. Rome wasn't built in a day, it was built in 30. It's time to rewrite the playbook. From play to earn, stake to play, introducing APY RPG. Wow. We are planning to launch the full launch of claiming Rome, staking, and bonding for the 29th. We are currently finishing our activities. So here's some of the announcements, I guess, that have been popping up in response to that. Let's go to about. Blank. Anyway, I was really intrigued by Rome. It seems to be like this. Here's some of their Romans. Seems to be like this RPG based on obviously Rome, and they have this community of Romans. Community token distribution information here. Yeah, super interesting. So I just saw that as I was going through my normal, what's going on at the top of the shit list here. We've got Prince Floki V2 on the biggest gainer list. Unbelievable. 2x, 3x, 400% in a day. Is that what that is? 500? Yeah. Could have just accumulated that for, how long has it been on the market? A month? Wow. Can't even keep up with these things anymore, honestly. So, pretty interesting here. Prince Floki V2. Elon Balls trending as well. Nice. Millions, billions, trillions, 1 quadrillion Elon Balls. I bet. MetaPets, Rainbow Token, Shibilon, Wolverine U. Doing well after that Michigan win, perhaps? Gosh, that's a lot of zeros if they're not even showing it to you. Damn. Wolverine U's down. Get in now. Well, it's on sale. Anyway, so, let's move on. Those are some of the favorite pairs I'm talking about. I want to talk about bear cycles or just market cycles for a minute. And if you Google crypto bear cycles or just anything like that and just go to images, you can check out some of the different opinions that are out there on these bear cycles and some of the timing. So if we take a look at this one, they have this bull cycle here listed from early 2012 at 371 days and 364 days. And then the next bull cycle they have listed at 532 days and 525 days, a bear cycle in between. And then they have this next bull cycle starting 518 days, and then the second one at 504 days. So in comparison to the last bull cycle, according to this chart, we haven't even finished some of the progress that needs to be made here as it relates to, and this picture was taken, I guess, a while ago. See, the price here is at 9,000 in May. So we're actually like right here. And so this is why we're starting to talk about what's going to happen next, because we're right here, and it looks a little bit like we could be towards the end of this 504-day period, right? So, that's the reason why we're talking about this tonight. Want to point out here that a lot of folks were buying Bitcoin at, all of these levels throughout the last cycle. So if you look at Bitcoin, and we'll talk about the reason why I personally didn't accumulate as much, but there was a lot of accumulation happening here in the 6,000 to 3,000 range. I mean, people were unloading down here, but this is the supply zone that folks were following. They wanted these prices. So this is a monthly chart here. This is 6 months of timing, and this is another wick that got filled. So there was a lot of DCA going on in these two ranges. This range above it, just not as attractive, right? Just not as an attractive place to buy it back then. So there was less buying there. Just let me, not as attractive here, right? So lots of DCAing going on. Dollar cost averaging. So what is dollar cost averaging, right? Dollar cost averaging is an investment strategy in which an investor divides up the total amount to be invested across periodic purchases of a target. So that's basically like saying I'm going to get paid every 2 weeks and just buy Bitcoin every time, right? So I'm in these waves down here. This is 2018 to 2020 here. Just buy, you're doing pretty well, right? You're up anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15x on some of those purchases, right? So really stressful, low stress way to participate in crypto, right? Just keep buying through all of these paychecks here. You're going to have a $6,000 average, and Bitcoin's been at $60,000. So that's 10x your money right there. Same thing, one of the favorites, biased favorite, admittedly, in our group was XRP. A lot of folks in my group have this average price right here at 30 cents. That's where everybody was doing most of their buying. Some have these buys down here at 12 cents because we just said bank partnerships, et cetera, just buy down here and you'll be fine. Dollar cost average. Might buy here at 37 cents, which I surely did. Might buy down here at 15 cents. Also did those as well. You're gonna land somewhere in the middle, feel a lot more comfortable about your purchase, and most of the time not lose any money, right? Because you've got that nice dollar cost average, and your break-even price is a lot more towards an equilibrium price that the market is looking for. Now, there's been some critics, and I wouldn't call them critics, internet bears or just internet influencers in general that have called for this zone to be hit again before we go back up. That I would have to call some people if that happened, because I just think that's a gift given where this market could be going. And I'm not just talking about this asset. VeChain is another one. Lots of dollar cost averaging happening during VeChain's inception down here at, yes, a penny. Now this one doesn't need to be blue. This one needs to be green, right? Dollar cost averaging gone, right? This is 28 cents. This is a penny, 28x, easy gain right there. So this method, it works, right? It doesn't necessarily work in the middle of a bull cycle, but going back to our picture here, in a bear cycle, it certainly works. In the bear cycles, it certainly works. And I don't necessarily love this graphic because it has the bull cycle as starting as basically not going down anymore. I think this dark green one is definitely more reminiscent of that. And obviously, when we hit December of 2021 and we were in here, is when Bitcoin started moving again as well. So, I think there's a little bit of time left. I certainly do. Here's another good look at bear and bull cycles. And again, if you're buying during these red periods or these early transition green periods, you're doing well. And see, this guy has a different bull bear cycle opinion. Good perspective. But again, if you just dollar cost average during these lows, you're going to be okay. So that's one thing to consider here as well. Here's one of my favorite ones, actually. Maybe because I'm biased, maybe because I'm not. But let's open this in an open image in new tab. Where am I at? Boom. We've looked at this one before on this channel. But again, where are we buying? Bear market, bear market, bear market. Accumulation, expansion, reaccumulation, all of these, just buy it. Just buy, obviously 19,000, not a great buy. 8,000, 4,000, pretty good buys on Bitcoin, not terrible. So these are just good to check out. So I like looking at these market cycles for timing. Gives you good perspective. And just allows you to be more comfortable in the channels that these are playing in, right? So, so that's really it on dollar cost averaging. We talked about Bitcoin, we talked about XRP, we talked about VeChain. XLM is another one that dollar cost averaging worked really well on, and I think it will again in the future. And when you talk about exit strategies and re-entering here, this is all contingent on another alt run, right? We're assuming that VeChain, XRP, and others are gonna have another alt run and then come back down and force us to dollar cost average in some of these other ranges, right? Maybe it's here, I don't know, but at 25 cents, you're probably gonna love VeChain. If it gets to $1 or $2, you'll probably love it. If that's what happens, That is not a prediction. That is not financial advice. But if that is what happens, if that channel is met, if any of these channels are met, even if this one is met here at 50 cents, you're going to love VeChain if it comes back down here at 5 cents. You're going to love it. You're going to wish you had you're going to want a mortgage at 5 cents down here. And the reason why I'm bringing up 50 cents and 5 cents is because a lot of these assets go back down 90% during these bear cycles. You know, they lose a lot of value to scare the piss out of you. Right? This is 19,000. This is 31.90. So that's not as bad as some of the other ones, some of the dips we've seen in the past. Let's look at XRP. This is, you know, $3.28. This is 12 cents. That's a slaughter. And this is considered one of the best assets in the world. So we have to be prepared for these moments. And so when you're thinking about taking profit on an asset like this, obviously this was pretty close. But if you're an XRP holder and you believe in this asset, you're like, you know, this is kind of silly to sell here. So a lot of people didn't shave as much as they wanted to there, even though there was a lot of warning signs. But with that being said, again, this is a $1 to $2 range here on XRP. If you can even see 5 or 10 in this bull cycle, where's my brush? If you can either see, this is $5, $7, $10, $20 right here, not even close to the top end of that channel. It's barely like the middle end of this channel here. Okay. In technical analysis, schmectical analysis, I'm just drawing symmetry here. Okay. Put it right there on that anchor. No, it's not perfect, but you know, pretend that does happen. You're going to love to buy it back down here again. And as it sits down here, it gets close to this new zone, just dollar cost average, just scale your way in, scale yourself into a couple of assets. Not financial advice here again, but you put all your eggs in one basket while it's riding up, you're going to get greedy, you know, in most cases, and then it's going to go back down. So I understand we've had a lot of talk about frustration with this bull cycle because of timing and waiting for, you know, for what's next. But in reality here, you know, we're getting ready to create new zones on a lot of assets, in my opinion. Let's look at Litecoin. You know, Litecoin hasn't even hit new all-time highs yet. But once Litecoin does hit new all-time highs, where are you going to want to dollar cost average it? Back down here at, what is that? Back down here at this $300-$400 range is going to be perfect. You know, because Litecoin's going to make some move, right? Let's try to predict it. Whatever. Let's say it just does this move, goes up. That's way too high. This is probably more favorable here or something like that. Let's say it goes up to 3,700 by the grace of God. Coming back down to 300 is literally 90%, and it does that. It did 400 here to 22. It doesn't give a shit. It'll make you really question your life if you start buying these peaks. So if you see any breakouts here, this is a bear call here, but if you see any breakouts to the upside, you can say, that was really strong of Litecoin. I think when it gets back down to, you know, this $300-$400 range and chills here until like 2026, you know, I'm going to buy it. You know, that's the way I see it. If this market keeps going that way, the only other way is down. Both are valid. Both could certainly happen. But that's where dollars. This is the money right here. Right here in this area is where you make all your money. You got, you know, 2022 to 2025 down here basically. If it expanded out, which it doesn't, to dollar cost average again. And you know, we've talked about. Let me go into our Telegram chat right now. We've talked about several assets in here, and you know, I'll go ahead and just revisit my list, my pinned list here in this chat. Assets frequently mentioned purchase in Constant Collab, XRP, Flare for XRP smart contracts. So where's FLR? Not on this list. It's probably because it's not on TradingView yet. It's ridiculous. So Flare, smart contracts. You can might as well add Songbird to that as well. SGB, Cardano, probably start now again. Cardano took a big hit. I don't know what kind of prices we're going to see in the future. You can start DCA in that one right now at 150. XLM, 33 cents. Easy, DCA on that one was at like a penny or two down here. Admittedly, most of my buys are like at 5 cents because I'm impatient. I've got a lot of these 7-cent ones. Watch it go down, goes back up 7 or 8. You're like, oh shit. 2 cents at, that's amazing. Algorand. Where's the DCA? 12 cents to 23 cents in the bear market. 186 today, doing better than XRP. Solana. I don't know if there was I don't know if there was much of a DCA opportunity on Solana. It kind of just took off. A couple months down here if you were early to the project. XDC. Man, I haven't looked at XDC in a minute. Shout out to my boy Q from Bradham, the XDC guy. Hope you're doing well. Now, where did it just go? Still at 8 cents, doing pretty well here. 19 cents in August, so that was a good rebound. Yeah, beat its all-time highs. Yeah, XDC is doing really well. Check out that monthly just to make sure. What am I? That's crazy. Let's get rid of this. I paid for TradingView next level and I got like one more indicator out of it. And I still get kicked off when I pull it up on my phone and stuff. Like, come on. What are we paying for here? All right, RSI. Now I got it in here twice. Okay, so not as bad as I thought it would be, but XDC, let's talk about DCA, dollar cost averaging. I mean, unbelievable down here. Fractions of a penny. Fractions of a penny down here. And still underneath a penny up here. Huge gains on XDC. Missed out on this one a lot, but we've been talking about it in the chat. It's Casino Coin, not on this website either. You can accumulate that one. It's really reliant on casinos moving towards that no cash, sanitary, wanting to use the XRP ledger, right? That's the Casino Coin backing, is the XRP ledger. So we know XRP moves fast. The Casino Coin runs on the XRP ledger. Excuse me. You can get it for fractions of a penny still right now. I'll admit a lot of the XRP ledger tokens are at a similar price for whatever reason. HBAR. Yeah. So HBAR, where did we DCA? I don't know where my charts go here. Obviously, I've had this one open before. DCA, 3 cents. If you're lucky, you got it for a penny. It's now 30 cents, 50 cents, good returns there too. Polkadot, lots of partnerships. Now they got Rome. This looks like crypto.com. Ooh. Woo. You see that? See this little wave pattern here with this little anchor? You go to crypto.com. Let me just sort this list. What is going on here? Oh, duh, you don't have to click that button on your... I'm used to clicking it on my phone. Sorry, I'm out of it. CRO, deleted from my list as well, for whatever freaking reason. All right, so we have CRO here, 69 cents, but what I really wanted to show you is that sort of structure, and this chart is too new. CRO and Coinbase, no. How about CRO and crypto.com? Here's the chart I've been using. So I like what I see here on this, and I thought that, you know, Polkadot looked pretty similar. Kind of, but not really, but kind of, you know. We can expect a breakout soon. Link, and then the last one I had on there was Quant. So Chainlink, you know, not happy about the price appreciation as of recent, but damn, if you were accumulating down here, this is 30, 50, 20 to 50 cents, now at $28. DCA, just got to find the new region when this is over. And then lastly, Quant, looks like that one got deleted from my list too. Not a lot of DCA here on this one. That's because this chart is brand new, because Coinbase never lists anything. But if you got into Quant early or believed in it early, you can get some fair prices down here. There's got to be an older chart. Yeah, I guess that was inception. And so we'll see what happens with QNT. I don't know if it's as much of a DCA perspective, but I do think this is a valuable asset. So, you know, maybe this is your region here. Maybe we're in the bear market for Quant. I'm not sure. But anyway, those are some of the assets we talked about the most, right? And I just wanted to sort of point out that, you know, a lot of, you know, the folks that I've been, you know, working with in this space have been doing the same thing, right? You know, I see a lot of internet people saying different things like, you know, do this, do that. But for most folks who are new to this market, the most comfortable thing they can do is add $50 or $100, watch the price grow, be in profit, buy some more, and continue that average and belief in these good projects, and not YOLO into like SHIB and Kishu and projects like that, because it's just not worth it. So that's what I have to say about those. So lastly, I wanted to talk for a little bit about, here's some Stellar partnerships as well. Just wanted to pull that up. MoneyGram. So I think MoneyGram got Stellar just because XRP may be too big for MoneyGram. I don't know how to describe that, but you know, MoneyGram's a big institution, but remittance isn't you know, as sexy, despite the fact that, you know, XRP is operating a few remittance corridors right now. Those are operating through banks. So, you know, I don't really know why MoneyGram lost XRP, but XLM's just as good, right? So I just wanted to bring up this article today, given the pandemonium in the marketplace. So Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chair, signaled on Tuesday that the central bank was growing more concerned about high and stubborn inflation. About time. And could speed up its plan to withdraw financial support from the economy as it tries to ensure that rapid price gains do not become long-lasting. Mr. Powell, whom President Biden plans to renominate, not unless Elizabeth Warren can do something about it, testified before the Senate Banking Committee at a fraught economic moment. Inflation has jumped to its highest level in 3 decades, and a new coronavirus variant, Omicron, threatens to keep the economy from returning to normal. Now, the only reason why inflation jumped to its highest in 3 decades is because they've been doing real versus unreal inflation and taking out metrics whenever they see fit to pump the numbers back down. You know, I think the real inflation rate needs to be addressed. A lot of things that we buy and enjoy are up over 100%. You know, inflation's really out of control. And, you know, the dollar, we've printed half of our money supply in the last 18 months. So the formula doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good. And I don't know if tapering even helps, right? We've printed a lot of money in it. And I think as soon as anything is weird in the market, there's no saying that they won't start buying bonds again. So printing money, buying bonds, that's what the government's been doing. If we look at the U.S. dollar supply over, maybe I can look that up on TradingView. I don't know what this is. Money supply. That's not the chart I wanted, though. Here's a good one. Money stock. Look at 2020. 4,000 to 7,000. Like, that's half our money printed in this year. S&P adjusted way down here. So anyway, yeah, that's a good place to leave off here. That's what I wanted to talk about tonight. Please do your own research. This is not financial advice, but with that being said, I plan the Constant Collab Telegram chat has netted really good profits from helping each other find projects, sharing information, dollar cost averaging, and participating in the beginnings of this fourth industrial revolution. So, please do join our Telegram chat. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, anything. Reach out to us. If you're interested about my bruiser, I'll tell you the story. It's actually pretty riveting. But yeah, once again, thanks everybody for joining. It's fun to do these, and it's fun to get this information out there. I hope you all are enjoying the content. One last thing I didn't mention is, and I don't have it up on my screen, I didn't download it, but we will be giving away an NFT very soon. And so, I'm not gonna pull it up now, but check out the lunch hours episode from yesterday. We'll be posting it a little bit more on our Twitter and Instagram and things of that nature, but we will be giving away an anonymous astronaut once we hit 500 subscribers. And actually, I can take us to it right now before I get off. Let me go to my favorites here. Bookmarks. So I believe it is this one. Anonymous astronaut P here. So he's pretty cool, I guess. So check him out. Thank you all for joining another episode of Crypto After Dark, and we will see you all next time. Really appreciate it. Ciao.